I know you'll get sick of me sat in this chair, but because of time, I'm very limited into how interesting I can make these videos in the early stages. So for anyone who's watched this far, you've only yourself to blame. I know my daughter will have, because she's mental. She's not. She's one of the best people I've ever met. But at the same time, I know she'll watch all of these and be like, well, that hours of my life I'll never get back. I told you this. Anyway, so I've been messing about with DaVinci Resolve a little bit today. I had a bit of a nothing day today because, again, getting a bloody card reader. I went to one shop, they didn't have one, to another one, didn't have one. In the end, I just managed to go to Sainsbury's and get one from Argos for more money than I really wanted to pay for one. But I haven't got the time to mess about and order stuff. Otherwise, I'll then just end up filling this card up, hanging around, and then it'll just, something else will take over, and then I'll stop doing it. So I kind of forced myself to just get a card reader and be done with it. So I've uploaded the videos from yesterday. I didn't do the best of jobs, again, just time is a killer. So there are sound issues and there's a whole bunch of stuff wrong with it, but it isn't really about technical perfection. This is just to make me do something that's kind of, video and sound based on some level. And I've got a copy of Huzzah, which I really like. That's like a film emulation plugin, and so I just faff about with that. I don't know how to use it particularly well yet. That's one of the things that I'm hoping through uni I'll get time. I say uni, it's the Northern School of Art. Is not technically a university yet, but I think I've mentioned this before. Because it's a degree, for the sake of simplicity, I will just refer to it as uni. So yeah, I've been working a little bit on DaVinci Resolve today. Yesterday I did watch some Wes Anderson films. That was The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou. I'm a massive fan of that one, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. I just find the characters more annoying than endearing. Yeah, it's not my favourite. It's alright. Then I watched The Darjeeling Express. That's a much better film in every way. I think that's more of a, I don't know, it's a more of a finished, polished, better characters. Yes, it still has the typical Wes Anderson adults behaving in a childlike manner, but there is, I think you can get a more sense of pathos, that's comes through, whereas, like, I don't know, The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, it's a bit of a nothing film for me. And then I watched the one that was just gone up on Netflix. What's it called? The one with Benedict Cumberbatch, based on Roald Dahl. That one was alright. I know people are gonna, I think a lot of people will love it because it's Wes Anderson, but I found it a bit monotonous. I mean, Ben Kingsley was brilliant in it, obviously, but it was a bit, I don't know, like a pretentious stage play, too much. And I mean, I don't mind that a bit with Wes Anderson, because yes, you're kind of going to get that, but like from a colour perspective, again, they kind of really push their grades with, I don't know if it's necessarily just saturation. There might be some kind of, like dialing in the density or something. But whatever it is they do, it gets a bit tiresome, if I'm going to be perfectly honest. And I know, again, that's not going to be popular. But if you take something like Fantastic Mr. Fox, yes, there's like lots and lots of the mustard yellows in there, but that's a great story. The stop motion, which I'm biased against stop motion, I know, because I love it. But I think that's probably one of his best films. I haven't seen The Isle of Dogs yet, which I know for me is a crime. But I'm going to try and remedy that this week if I get time. Probably Sunday. What else? Oh yeah, so I've got creative writing at, what time is it now? 10 to 2. So that's at 3 o'clock. But I've also got to phone someone who is hopefully going to come on as the first AD and bring a trainee first AD onto nails, which will be marvellous. And then after creative writing, I have another phone conversation to see if we have our chap for the November event for In the Frame. So there's a whole lot of moving parts and things that I need to tie together. It is really difficult, and I'm not the best at admin at the best of times. Fortunately, I've got Alice, who helps within the frame, and if she didn't help within the frame, I dare say I would have done a terrible job with it. I mean, I know people, so I can bring those together, but organising it all it's a challenge when I've got so many things to do all at the same time. So I've taken on probably far too much, to be honest, but they're all good creative reasons, so I'm hoping the universe will be kind and let me get through that. I need to really, once I get through October and I don't have to be as involved with nails, and I know I've got Mum with Laura to sort out, that will potentially replace that a little bit, but Laura knows I can't be as hands-on with that as I'd like to be, again because of uni and In the Frame. And obviously I've got Ferry Hill Writing Group as well that I'm part of, although I don't have to run any of that, but it's something I don't want to give up, because as we all know, story is king, and I want that to help to develop a more poetic style, because I think I've mentioned before, and I mean I saw it in my editing today, which even though it was just quick and dirty, I did a terrible job of it actually, just through having to rush around, but it's too literal, too on the nose. It doesn't have the qualities of symbolism, of the mysticism, the deeper meaning, the fabric of the universe that one of my friends, Philip, his work has a lot of those key elements, and I wish that I could kind of understand and learn and use those techniques. I'm hoping I'll have more conversations with him over time, and hopefully he can impart some of his wisdom, because his work is phenomenal. So I think I won't, well, I've already whittled on, so I'll try and cut that down a bit, although I won't, I never do, I always include everything, and yes, I know I shouldn't. So right, yeah, we're on 5 to 2 now. I'll wrap this up, and then I'll see if I can show you the Ferry Hill and Dean, is it the Ferry Hill Dean and Chapter Literary Institute, which is where creative writing is, and then we'll go from there.